Hi, and welcome to our kitchen at Govinda Valley. My name is Jahnavi, and today I'm going to show you a tofu scramble recipe that we serve for breakfast at the retreat. Tofu scramble is a great recipe to have in your vegan repertoire because it gives us a wholesome breakfast option, different from carbs or sweet food like toast or cereal. It'll set you up well for your whole day. You'll have energy and you'll feel grounded. So let's take a little look at our tofu scramble ingredients. I've got some firm tofu here, which can be dry on its own. So I'm adding coconut milk to keep it creamy and moist. Then we have our seasonings. So I'm using salt and pepper, and a little bit of an unusual ingredient, another type of salt, which is called black salt. It's high in sulfur and other minerals, which gives a little bit of an almost eggy taste. Eggs, of course, contain sulfur as well. So there's a kind of a crossover flavor there. And for people who are used to scrambled eggs, this is going to give like almost like a whiff of authenticity to the dish. I've got nutritional yeast. I'm adding a little bit of chickpea flour. You can use any type of flour, just a couple of tablespoons of flour, but chickpea flour seems to go well here. Then I've got vegetables. Any vegetables that you've got on hand are going to work. Look, we've got sugar snap peas in season at the moment, so that's going to be beautiful. And it's going to give a crunch, which is going to be really nice with the soft tofu. And of course, favorite herb, fresh basil, is going to really bring it to life. Now this is actually dead simple to make, especially if we break it into two steps. We've got prep, which if you have a food processor will take you all of a minute. And then we've got cooking, at most 5 minutes, and you can have hot breakfast served. Tofu goes in and all of our seasoning. Our salt and pepper, yeast, chickpea flour, and coconut milk. I've blitzed that for like 30 seconds and that's our mixture done. I like to just blend it briefly so I get a combination of textures, so you end up with like a few larger lumps and then a nice creamy mix. If you use black salt, be prepared, it does have a strong smell. Very eggy, very sulfury, almost stinky. There's really nothing to it. The tofu is more or less a cooked food. We just want to really heat it through. And remember, we've got our little peas, which we want to lightly cook. Look, a wok is great for this job. I've got this precious hand-beaten brass karai or Indian wok. Brass is a great heat distributor, by the way, and it's a very healthy metal to cook with. It's just a wonderful vessel to cook in. But look, any pan, any wok is going to work. I'm going to heat it to high so we can get a nice seared finish on the edge of our veggies. I'm adding some coconut oil with a little bit of toasted sesame oil. Just a little bit for that extra depth of flavor in the oil. So we just want to make sure that our pan is nice and hot before we add our veggies. That's looking good. So I'm going to add our sugar snap peas. And look, you can see them changing color already. That's what we want. So I've got this on a high flame so that the pan gets really hot and we can get a little bit of searing on the edges of the vegetables, but they're going to stay crispy on the inside. That's great. And then we're adding our tofu. And that's it. And all we've got to do is really heat that through. Remember, there's a little bit of flour in there. We've got the chickpea flour. We need that to get cooked. As soon as the tofu is really hot, we know that the flour is cooked and you're ready to go. Now, what I'm giving you is really a basic scrambled tofu recipe. You can then riff on it and do other things with it. So other vegetables and other seasonings. So try adding, any vegetable that you've got. Try adding turmeric, curry powder, and other fresh herbs like fresh thyme, parsley, even a little bit of rosemary will be amazing. So you can make it your own. And that's it. Towards the end, we're gonna add our fresh herb. I've got basil, which does make it extra delicious. Other herbs are fantastic as well. And I'm just gonna cook that until I can see that the basil has cooked through. And that means that the flavor is getting into the whole dish. I'm just prepping a little garnish. It's really a color garnish, just to make it look more appetizing. And here's our finished scramble. Now, we're going for a super wholesome grain-free version today. So instead of using toast, I'm gonna stack our tofu onto leaves, which we're gonna use as a kind of a wrap. And our garnish. And there you have it. The most wholesome and tasty vegan tofu scramble. Oh my God, this is huge. The lettuce is good. The lettuce makes it really light, but it's still super filling and tasty.